Good morning, today 310. Normally be 309, but yesterday I didn't check in. I was with friends over from the US, so I didn't get around to checking in. It was bloody peeing down all day yesterday, and we had a few issues that I'll show you in a second. Before I bore you to death, obviously, as always, please like and subscribe to this beautiful little channel in this gorgeous part of the world that's actually overcast today, which is actually nice. It's nice to have a little bit of shade. Welcome to new subscribers. There's quite a few people commenting, which is beautiful. We're technically going through the most painful part of any build, which is the finishings, the finishing items and the snagging of obviously bits that we've grown tired of, neglected, not got around to, couldn't be bothered with, whatever it is. So anyway, what have we got today to do? So today I'm going to show you around some of the bits that we unfortunately found with water. Our pool was pretty full. In fact, let me show you the tide mark where it is there, like that white line. I mean, it doesn't look a lot, but obviously that was just natural rainwater in one day. So I would say probably not quite a third of the pool, but certainly a large part, that's for sure. We did see some damp patches inside the basement, which is a shame, but obviously this coat is not there to be completely waterproof. This is the base coat that lands up housing the Diamond Bright or whatever product you want to put on that has the blue fluffy finish. Some people do tiles, some people do diamond. That was the first issue we had yesterday. We didn't want to pump that out because, again, the land has been taking a lot of water. Everywhere landed up taking water. Every plot up the road had big puddles on it. The water just wasn't sinking away for some unknown reason, so I don't know if that's what it normally does. The neighbour said he experienced more water in his garden than he normally does, so either it was because the rain was heavy, which he said it wasn't. He's seen certainly bigger, worse rain than that. But he definitely said that the rain is worse than it normally is in his garden. So there's obviously something that we've done since we built that's changed the way the water sinks and settles. So we're going to have a think about that, because obviously the last thing we're going to be doing is making anybody in the streets' life worse. I'm not too sure how and where we stand on, number one, getting the well reconditioned. The well is really bad. So we want to get the well reconditioned somehow. It's collapsed. When we first got here, it was already collapsed. The city apparently crushed it, so it needs to be rebuilt. It probably needs to be deeper. It certainly needs to be cleaned out. You think the whole road, everybody up the road, all of their rubbish and sand and grit and whatever comes down and lands up in it. So it probably needs a damn good clean out. And then we also need to talk to them, is there a way that we can potentially try and extend that wall by at least one set? So I would say it's probably about 8 foot, 9 foot. If we could extend that another 8-9 foot, then it would certainly stop a lot of water going his way. So at the moment, it's trying to look at what we've done here. I mean, we've not really done anything when it comes down to the land itself. And all I've done, if anything, is brought the land up a little bit by bringing some of the sand that we took out from the basement dig. We put that on here. So all we've done is just laid it level. But obviously, this part of the road is lower than the left-hand part. So, so the road part over here is about 3 to 4 foot higher than it is over in this corner. So obviously when rain lands, then it's obviously incentivized to run this way. So we've got to try and find a way of trying to enable the water to sink into the land better. Bear in mind, we're right next to the water table. And we've also got to try and find a way, if it doesn't do that, and it does keep coming this way, how can we try and stop it from going into next door and assisting him with flooding out? We also want, in this corner here, to do something with sump hole with one of these float triggered electric pumps. We can connect into his feed out into the beach, so at least if water does come in, it triggers in and it pumps water off. That's one thing we definitely need to do, because I can't see how we're going to stop this happening. Obviously, building on a plot, what has happened is this used to be 100 foot by 100 foot square sponge. So water would land and it would soak up that water, but now obviously this is on it, it's stopping the water from landing and soaking. So that could be part of the problem. It could be what's stopping it from absorbing the water. That means that the water is now bigger at the front and obviously more likely to go his way. Now, there's another 3 houses being built down this road in the next 12 months as well, so it's only going to get worse. So we need to find a solution to ensuring that this part of the beach doesn't land up becoming deeper and more boggier the more people that build. So that's one thing we've got to do today. We've got to try and I'm going to try and meet up with Alan next door and try and work out a bit of a plan about what we can do. Certainly can't afford to be bringing in more sand and stone, because at the end of the day, it's not my beach. It's the private beach, so I'm restricted on what I can and can't do. and the city certainly need to come out and do something where the well's concerned. That's their duty. No one's really resided here for many years, and in the last 10-15 years more and more people have come here. So things like electric, there's no lights down the road. They don't put the lights here because there's no residents. So now there's residents, we need to find out and get lights put in. And so I think it's at a point now where they need to understand that there's more that needs to be done. So we need to ring up that the lights on the front, the well needs to be looked at, potentially needs to go deeper. So yeah, that's something we definitely need to look at doing. The guys are downstairs at the moment, obviously whilst it was raining, just sorting out some of the bits in the basement from a plastering point of view, door frames, anything they could do out of the rain, they've tried to crack on with. The water has obviously helped the back part settle in a bit more, fingers crossed. That's the aim. But obviously we're not going to do any external painting, etc. So we're working inside at the moment on some skirting boards, some door hinges. Apparently the doorman's coming to finish off the doors today, which, we'll see. I won't hold my breath on that one. I don't want to suffocate. Today we're finishing off bits in the basement. There's some plastering of holes that still need to be finished off. There's the door frames that need to be done. The guys are looking at the front lips on the bifolds because at the moment they're very jagged, so we need to finish those off. And obviously I want to meet up with Alan next door and try and find out what it is we can physically do to ensure that when big rain comes, because yesterday wasn't big rain, it was just consistent rain for 2 days. When big rain comes, what are we going to do to try and make sure, as two neighbours right at the very bottom of a cul-de-sac, we're not going to get flooded out. So anyway, like and subscribe, give me some comments, any feedback you've got, any advice you've got, stick it in the comments below. I'm going to go and have a chat with him now, and throughout the morning stroke day I'll update you on what we've physically been doing, but it's literally a bit tediously finishing off, so, but there's still loads to be done. Okay, so we're at 5 o'clock, everyone's gone. I've come back, give you a quick overview of what they've actually done today. Again, rain hindered us massively, so not a great deal has been done, unfortunately. Okay, so what have we done? They've laid this, but as you can see, rain penetration all over it. They've just tried to get something on here so we can actually walk and stop walking the mud everywhere. Bless them. They've cut through the concrete here so that we can actually dig this out at some point when the rain stops and get this mounted into the floor deeper, and then run this all the way over to the floor, to the wall, sorry, but obviously straight, not pissed like that. That will do my absolute head in. So that's what's got to go over that way, straight for the wall, and then we'll run it all the way to the road. Someone even suggested that in one of the comments. It's exactly what we would do. We're also considering putting another hole in the actual patio here. So we've got one here which actually comes through to this pipe. We're going to put another one, as you can see, this puddle. When this gets quite a bit of rain, we've actually seen that this actually puddles quite deep here. So we're probably going to put another one in here, take it through into the ceiling here, run it along through the wall, T-junction into this pipe, and obviously run this out to the road to try and get the water off of the site. They've not been able to do anything out here because this is still so boggy. I mean, as soon as you stand on it, it just literally sinks. And at the same time, this grey brown mud is like clay. It really is absolutely evil. The guys have spent a bit of time downstairs today sorting out some of the door frames. That's all locked up, so I can't show you, but I will at some stage. The door here is swollen, as you can see down here. Normally this is meant to have a finish on the front, so it actually stops the water, so it comes down and drips off. But because that's not on here, the water itself has been dripping down and then just sitting there and now sinking into the bottom of the door, and now the door's swollen, which is absolutely brilliant. Nothing's really happened in here, obviously, because there's nothing due to be done. You can hear the pumps going. There's a damp patch here, as you can see, but that's obviously where the water's coming into here and draining along, as it is here. So we need to get that sorted out sooner rather than later. Everything's going a bit of a yellow colour because it's all got wet in the last couple of days, and it keeps on getting wet, and it's not going to stop getting wet until the rain eases off. The good thing about the rain, obviously, is it's helping the mud settle in. So all of this has been new. We put blocks down there. We've got the marl over there that I told you about earlier that's got to be put down here, and then we're going to slope that up towards the manhole. But it's helping the mud settle in. That's the only positive. This pipe has still got to be taken 45 degree or 90 degree angle over to here. We've got to put some form of soak away here, and we've also got to build some form of sump. I've been talking to the neighbour about trying to put some form of sump where the water will land up going into the sump, and then we'll have something connected into his pipe, and we'll pump out to the beach. So that's definitely got to be done. As you can see, the aftermath, water was sitting here, so this has got to be built up. water all sitting here. This is where a lot of water's been sitting. Water sitting here, here and here. A well which is completely, well, it's good, but it's collapsed and it needs to be sorted out sooner rather than later. So we've got to talk to the actual city about coming out and fixing it. The rumour is that there was something going on the beach. I don't know what's happening, but this is going back 5-6 years ago. They came down with an excavator to try and stop what was going on. They drove over here, drove over the well, crushed it, went and did what they got to do and never came back to repair it. So they need to come back and repair it. If one of my kids falls down there, it's not going to be pleasant for them, that's for sure. So we need to talk to them about coming out, getting that rectified, and making sure that the well actually does what it needs to do. Because as you can see here, the well itself is not handling the water as it should do, but rather than saying I can't handle any more flood into the road, it's just flooding into here. So it's just pouring through here, and obviously because this lands at an angle, you can see the lines here. This is where the water just lands up coming over and sitting here. So I need to get an excavator in here, a bobcat, and I need to physically get this berm pushed harder against the wall over there to stop the water going that way, because at the moment it's flooding all the way around to the lowest point, which is him. And I also need to make sure that anything to do with the sand itself is just a little bit more level, flat. At the moment the land is aiming right, so the road level over here is obviously higher than over here, so we just need to try and get it leveled a bit more. This over here is obviously where a lot of sand was taken from over there. We just need to get that dug out, and potentially we can get a lot of water sitting here until it sinks away. It's just trying to hold it whilst the water settles into the ground. All the time it's at an angle that the water runs, it doesn't get a chance to settle. So that's one thing we definitely need to do. The other thing we did was rod these and redo these. So these two have been done, so these are now a little bit flush. With the front, we're now doing these two here, so they've been chased out a little bit and they'll be filled. And eventually what I'll do is I'll literally paint with like a garage floor paint. I'll paint the whole thing so it's not a changing colour. We've done the white because we didn't want the front looking bad. So from the front now we'll have a nice white edge, which you can just about see. But what I'd have to do is obviously paint the top to ensure that when you're looking down you're not seeing a dual colour. So yeah, we're getting that done, and I've said to the guys they have to make sure this sheet here, I don't want any crap, certainly white crap, all over the sand, because we've just had all this done, and it seems to be what we do all the time. We literally get things done, get things finished, and then we come and smash them up in the air again. So pretty much where we are for the day. The door fitters have come and done the doors, and without being rude, they're absolutely awful. So I said to them today, please do me a favour, put some time and effort into making sure the door quality is good. The hinges should be flush. The hinges should not have to be filled and sanded and painted. The door should shut. The handle should be good. All of the fittings that go on the door should be Stanleyed and should be chiselled out properly. And I was assured you will not see any issues. And I've come in tonight and I'm just absolutely blown away at how bad it is. So, good guy, nice guy, but just doesn't do the quality we need for a house of this stature. So I'm going to need to have a very harsh conversation with him, unfortunately, and just say, look, I need to find someone else that's going to finish the doors and to a quality, and also rectify, more importantly, the shite that's been put in, because the hinges have got like 2 to 3 mil all over the place, all the way around them. I mean, some of the hinges aren't even set into the door frames. They're just screwed onto the door frame. Not one hinge has got all screws in it. It's a shambles. So this is meant to be a high-end house with a high-end finish, and it's absolutely shocking. So I'm going to talk to a few people I know to see if there's someone that will come out and take over and get it rectified. And then I need to have a harsh conversation, because at the moment he's the one that's meant to be finishing the door at the front. So Anthony, if you're watching, sorry buddy, but I've tried my hardest to bear with you. I've tried my hardest to tell you what I need you to do and make sure you don't do, and it's just not changing. So I can't carry on knowing this is going to be pretty awful. I can't carry on knowing it's just going to keep getting worse. So anyway, I'm going to be cracking on with that. If I have to fit them myself, that's what I'll do. I've done a couple myself. They've come out well. So if I can do them well, why can a bloody carpenter not do them well as well? So I'm going to get that done myself. Kitchen man, spoke to him today. He's going to be finishing off, hopefully, the laundry room. We've ordered the doors from England in the end, so they're going to be coming in, hopefully, in the next 2 to 4 weeks. We can then fit them, and hopefully there won't be too much of a colour difference, as Michelle W said, and rightly so. Sometimes if you don't buy kitchens at the same time, you are going to get a slight colour difference. So I think we are going to get something, but they should be 10 times better, knowing that they're coming from the company that made them. So I'm going to do that Saturday. Jack's coming down. Friday, Saturday, Jack's coming down. Can't bloody wait. All the formwork's coming out. All the Jack's coming down. And I can then start getting the ceiling done, the electrics done, and start getting all the frames done. So we can finish off the top frame in here, this piece from here upwards, and all the way across and all the way down. And we can get the same done with the front. We can get the inside around the ceilings done. We can get the floor, we can get the ceiling done. And then it's just literally waiting for the garage door, which is another issue we've got. Not a Bayesian problem this time. I ordered and bought the garage door from an English company called, I think they're called Roller Doors. I'll double check and let you know, because at the end of the day, anybody buying a door from England, you need to make sure you're referred to great companies and you're deferred from companies that do a crap job. Well, my company at the moment is not even communicating, so from my point of view, I will make sure that you guys know who that is in case you fumble across them. I definitely think it's better you get the door off the island than it is on the island, because at the moment you get a different quality and a different finish. But if you're dealing with a company that's a broker of a broker of a broker, then you're not dealing with the organ grinder, you're dealing with a monkey. So I'm getting a monkey that's not even returning phone calls, and it's now been 6 months. It was meant to be a 6-week turnaround. So anyway, I'm still waiting for that. So even if we get the garage inside finished off, we're still not going to have a door to fit, which is an absolute pain in the arse. So anyway, story of my life. But the doors, hopefully, for the cottage should be hopefully available to be released by the end of this week. We can then get them here and start getting that stuck in, so we can get that sealed. And again, it will transform the look of it. Rather than having nicotine stained white panel doors, you can actually get some nice grey anthracite double glazed windows in there, and they'll look beautiful. And on top of that, obviously it will seal it and stop the moisture getting in if there's any rain. So hopefully we'll get those this week. What else is there? Some people have asked for pictures of the building when it's at night. So tonight I will take some pictures. I will upload them to Instagram. I've not actually got around to doing anything on Instagram for the last week, but I will be back on there in the next couple of days uploading some older stuff. I'm not posting any new stuff, because I'm trying to get it all in date order. So it starts from day one all the way up to where we are today, but there are shed loads to put on, as you can appreciate. So I'll try and get as much put on there in the next couple of days as I physically can. Certainly once my guests here have gone home, which I'm not looking forward to, obviously, but once they've gone home, I'll have more time to upload a lot more stuff and get up to speed with things. And then I can start posting daily stuff each day, because at the moment I'm not doing anything daily, because obviously I still haven't got the old stuff on there yet. But anyway, whilst I'm on, please help me like and subscribe. Do go on the YouTube channel and the Instagram channel, as well as this YouTube channel, and help me like and share and subscribe. Any comments, please let me know. Other than that, yeah, tomorrow is going to be a different day. Fingers crossed the rain will go, because at the moment every day it's just raining and the guys just can't get anything done. So we are obviously focusing on the shaded areas where we've got to do door frames and filling of bits and tidying up. So we have been doing things, but it doesn't feel you're actually achieving anything when you're just doing general admin stuff. So fingers crossed tomorrow the rain will start subsiding and disappearing. We can also start letting the land dry out. So next week we can start looking at potentially getting the bobcat out to sort out some of the actual finishing off the rest of this, because obviously this is still not completely leveled. And obviously by then hopefully the rain would have allowed it to settle in, so we'll know exactly where we've got to put soil and where we haven't. And then also we can focus on the front, and we can also get some of the external parts finished off as well. So that's the aim. Tomorrow I will get the guys hopefully to get up here and finish fill in some of these holes whilst they're doing the front with the white mortar. They may as well use some of it to fill in here, and we've also got some bits over here as well. And I've still got to get the painter to get up there and get that horrible boil. Looks like a boil. Bloody horrible thing up in the ceiling where the water came through. We need to get that cut out. We need to get that re-prepared. We need to get probably some stain blocker on it, get it filled and get it resanded again. So anyway, that's pretty much where we are today so far. Anything changes, I'll let you know. But other than that, thanks for checking in. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you disappear. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.